Pick up a bottle of Coca-Cola almost anywhere, and the name tells you who seems to have made it. But the factory may belong to another company. The water, sugar, can, warehouse, truck, and relationship with the store may all be local. Coca-Cola may not have manufactured that finished drink at all. That is not a weakness. It may be why the business became an empire. Coca-Cola's greatest invention was not only the formula, it was a system that kept control of the brand, concentrate, and global strategy, while other companies did the physical work of putting a cold drink within reach of billions. In 1886, Coca-Cola was a fountain drink, syrup mixed with carbonated water and consumed at the counter. To reach homes, workplaces, and towns without a fountain, it needed a portable package. In 1894, Mississippi store owner Joseph Biedenharn began bottling Coca-Cola behind his shop. The experiment proved people wanted Coke outside the fountain. But Asa Candler, who built the young company, saw bottling as a separate, expensive problem. In 1899, Chattanooga lawyers Benjamin Thomas and Joseph Whitehead asked for bottling rights across most of the United States. The company granted them for a reported $1. Thomas and Whitehead could not finance every plant the country needed, so they divided the map. Local operators invested their own capital, built plants, hired workers, and developed delivery routes. Coca-Cola would sell syrup. Local companies would turn it into a finished product. This was more than outsourcing. Each bottler received a protected territory and the right to sell a fast-growing drink. In return, it bought Coca-Cola syrup, followed product standards, used approved packages, and built the market. Territory protection justified investment because another Coca-Cola bottler was not supposed to take the same customers. Coca-Cola gained hundreds of owners with local knowledge and their own money at risk. By 1920, more than 1,200 Coca-Cola bottling operations had been established. But how could more than 1,000 operations make one product feel identical? Coca-Cola protected the trademark, controlled the syrup, and enforced quality and packaging. When imitators copied the script logo, the company and its bottlers developed a bottle recognized by shape alone. Different factories could fill the contour bottle, and different trucks could deliver it, but the customer still saw one Coca-Cola. The empire was decentralized behind the label and centralized in the customer's mind. The agreements gave local operators valuable rights, while Coca-Cola remained the required syrup supplier. Each side controlled something the other needed. After World War I, sugar prices exploded. Coca-Cola wanted flexibility to raise syrup prices. Bottlers wanted to know what costs they were absorbing. The company resisted opening its books. Bottlers resisted surrendering protected economics. In 1920, the disagreement became a legal war over price, formula, information, and whether the rights were permanent. It revealed the system's central tension. Coca-Cola wanted one brand and room to manage it. Bottlers had factories, trucks, customers, and protected territories. Coca-Cola could not easily reach the market without them. Bottlers could not sell Coke without Coca-Cola. That uneasy partnership became a global expansion machine. During World War II, Coca-Cola built capacity near American troops. The company says 64 bottling plants went abroad, and service personnel consumed more than 5 billion bottles. After the war, those plants, skills, and relationships supported global growth. Coca-Cola did not need to ship heavy bottles from Atlanta. It could ship the high-value ingredient and operating system. Partners sourced water, sweetener, packaging, labor, and transportation near the customer. That matters because a finished drink is mostly a logistics business. Imagine one bottle moving toward a store cooler. Coca-Cola authorizes the product and supplies concentrate or syrup. A bottler adds water and perhaps sweetener, runs the filling line, buys packaging, checks quality, stores cases, loads trucks, negotiates with retailers, delivers, and builds displays. The famous formula is essential, but it does not drive the truck. This lets Coca-Cola focus on what scales across borders: trademarks, consumer insight, product design, marketing, portfolio strategy, and concentrate. Partners handle what must be local: factories, routes, customers, regulations, labor, and daily execution. Coca-Cola's filings say finished product operations generate higher revenue but lower gross margins than concentrate operations. A finished bottle creates a larger sale, but also packaging, manufacturing, warehousing, and distribution costs. In 2025, concentrate operations accounted for 85% of worldwide unit case volume attributed to Coca-Cola's operating model, but 59% of the company's net operating revenue. Finished product operations represented only 15% of volume, but 41% of revenue. Most physical volume can pass through the concentrate system, while expensive local machinery sits on partners' balance sheets. The model creates a flywheel. Advertising creates demand. Demand makes a bottler's route more productive. That justifies more coolers, trucks, and shelf space. Greater availability strengthens the brand and creates more demand. The same route can also deliver Sprite, Fanta, water, sports drinks, juice, coffee, and selected partner brands. New products use infrastructure built over decades. Today, Coca-Cola says beverages bearing its trademarks are consumed at a rate of 2.2 billion servings a day in more than 200 countries and territories. In 2025, 84% of worldwide unit case volume was outside the United States. That reach would be extraordinarily expensive to own. But Coca-Cola does not surrender control because it does not own every plant. Modern agreements define territories, authorize products, and containers. Bottlers must buy concentrate or syrup from Coca-Cola or an authorized supplier. Performance requirements and shared governance coordinate the system. Coca-Cola has also taken control of bottling operations in underperforming markets, allowing it to repair local systems, add capital, or reorganize the network. Then it can sell them back to partners. Between 2013 and 2017, Coca-Cola transformed a largely company-owned U.S. bottling system into one operated by independent local companies. The transition covered more than 50 production facilities, 350 distribution centers, 55,000 employees, and 1.3 billion physical cases. Coca-Cola had experienced direct ownership, then deliberately returned the trucks and factories. Owning more of the process did not necessarily control the system better. Still, the tension never disappears. Bottlers pay for plants, packaging, fuel, labor, and commodity swings. Coca-Cola wants consistency, rapid product launches, and attractive concentrate economics. A new package may require an expensive filling line. A campaign may create demand, but the bottler must find trucks and shelf space. The biggest partners are not small. In 2025, the 5 largest represented 44% of worldwide unit case volume. So Coca-Cola has leverage and dependence. A bottler needs the brands. The brand needs the bottler's reach. The system runs on contracts, governance, negotiation, and alignment. It is a coalition whose members are more valuable together than apart. The $1 deal created decades of conflict. It also forced Coca-Cola to discover a more scalable form of power. Not ownership of every factory, ownership of the thing every factory wanted to make. The formula, label, and advertising mattered, but none could stock a distant cooler or deliver a case down the last mile. Coca-Cola joined a brand, a concentrate, and a global promise to thousands of local decisions made by other companies. The bottle looks like one product from one company. Behind it is an entire business system, and that system may be the real secret. Coca-Cola spent more than a century protecting